Hey y'all, it is Nick Foster, making a video for y'all. No, it's been a while since I made any kind of video, but a couple of my 15 subscribers wanted me to make a video about something, so I said, why not? And this is something I'm pretty concerned about, so may as well, right? Well, what we're here to talk about is the Trump administration launched a series of airstrikes against Syria for the second time in the past 2 years, or year really, I reckon. But there was that chemical attack last year. We launched Tomahawk missiles on a Syrian airbase, and this time we targeted Assad's chemical weapon facilities. All right, and I'm a little pissed about that. Frankly, I'm going to explain here why. Um, well, for one, so this past chemical attack, right? Actually, on both of them, but this past one, there was next to no investigation or nothing, right? There was no evidence to suggest that the Assad regime was behind this chemical attack, and even the last chemical attack that happened last year, it it was the chemical attack last year. There was no evidence either. In fact, Defense Secretary Mathis, he even admitted that. He said, "Yeah, there was really no evidence to point the finger at Assad." And the thing is, maybe you got some folks who say, "Well, who else has chemical weapons?" Fucking everybody has chemical weapons in that region. All right, fucking. I mean, the rebels, like the moderate rebels, have them. The ones that are linked to Islamic terror and all that shit, and the guys that we use as their evidence for the Assad regime using chemical weapons this time was a group called the White Helmets, a rebel group called the White Helmets. I mean, putting that weird name aside, I mean, they're linked. That's a rebel group that is directly linked to Islamic terror groups like Al Qaeda, ISIS. I mean, all these all these rebel groups. I mean, they're terrorists. I mean, well, maybe not all of them, but the point is that there's a lot of rebels, and a good bit of them are terrorists. And nothing really moderate about them. Anyway, so where am I going with this? And so, anyway, in doing this, we've struck a sovereign nation, which likely. Let me start all over. Anyway, let's just go into motives for a second, all right? The Assad regime really both times had really no reason to launch a chemical weapons attack. I mean, why would they? Okay, like the first time, it was right after Trump, or Rex Tillerson, Trump and his at the time Secretary of State Rex Tillerson said that there was a place for Assad in Syria, and that they weren't going to be pursuing any regime change. So that was good. I mean, it meant that Assad was likely going to, finish his fight against ISIS, and they were going to probably restore some order to that region. But what happened instead was, and so then pretty much immediately after that, there was that's when the first chemical attack happened, right? And so when that happened, then everyone's tone quickly changed. It was all about regime change, right? And that's when we launched the airstrikes. Thank God we didn't really go to war at that time. But this time, sort of the same thing happens. Trump announces, it becomes really public that Trump wants to get the troops out of Syria as soon as possible, right? And for those of us who are America first, that's a positive, man. I mean, getting our troops out of some place they don't really need to be. And so, but then immediately after he says this, there's another chemical attack in Syria. And I think it was in a place called Duma. Yeah, Eastern Ghouta. Yeah. Yeah. So, this just seemed a little too coincidental. I mean, I don't think this can be a coincidence. I mean, both times when the U.S. says, yeah, we're going to pull out of Syria, we're going to start to pull out of Syria, this shit happens. I mean, why would Assad launch a chemical weapons attack both times after the U.S. has said they're going to leave Syria? I mean, what does he have to gain from that? I mean, yeah, people can say, "Oh, the dictator, he's crazy." It's like, you can't really believe that shit. You know, that's what we say about every country we go into. Like, oh, this guy's crazy. We got to remove him for democracy, right? And then in the meantime, just creates a power vacuum in the region, and you get these terrorist groups that rise up and start to want to kill us and everyone in the West, and it just creates big migrant crises like the ones you see in Europe right now, where the total Islamification of Europe. Only a few countries in Eastern Europe really standing up to that shit, like Austria and Poland. They're staying strong, but places like France, Germany. I mean, even my ancestral homeland of Britain, they've just become complete cucks to Islam. But anyway, I digress. I'm getting off topic. But anyway, so this past strike, it has put U.S.-Russia relations in pretty high jeopardy, which is kind of a big deal considering we're both nuclear countries. And if we get into war, even without nuclear weapons, I mean, it could possibly, it would most likely be another proxy war in the Middle East, or it could end up, or it could escalate to World War III. I don't fucking know. But the point is that there was no reason to launch this attack. All right. Now, look, I voted Trump because I wanted to make America great again. I wanted us to be America first because I didn't want us to keep doing this, globalist foreign policy shit. And look, I don't regret voting for Trump. All right, I'm still happy for the most part. But it just this shit that's going on right now. I just don't know if he's really got a plan for foreign policy. I mean, you can make a number of speculations as to why his foreign policy is kind of all over the place, but. My guesstimation is, look, I mean, he was, when he went on the campaign, he was against intervention in the Middle East, but yet he was against the Iranian nuclear deal. He wanted better relations with Russia, but yet he wanted to be tough on Iran and shit. I honestly think what it is, I mean, a number of things. It's Trump trying to prove that, he's willing to act when, someone crosses the red line like Obama never did, And so there's that, and but also I just think there are powers to be, the military-industrial complex, if you want to call it that just, peace doesn't really benefit them. They benefit from going to war and keeping war alive. I mean, it's fucked up to say. Now, before y'all say anything, no, I'm not anti-military. All right, the folks that wear uniformed and that fight the fight every day. I mean, that takes courage, and I'm not dissuading that. I got a buddy in the Marine Corps, all right. But and I respect that immensely, right? But there's a difference between having a strong military and then just waving that big stick everywhere for no reason at all. I mean, how does it benefit America to get into wars that we have really no benefit in going into? That was a great constructed sentence, but anyway, that's my 2 cents, folks. Y'all do your own research, make up your own minds, but stay vigilant, because the cost of liberty is eternal vigilance, and we should all do that. All right, God bless. Y'all have a good day.